So the first time I meet a new orchestra, the first thing I'm trying to do is to understand them. I listen to their sound, I listen to their way of making music, I try to understand their way of breathing. You know, anytime you meet a new person, you are finding your way of communicating with them. So the very first thing I'm doing is trying to understand them. And then of course I have my ideas, and they're also looking at me and trying to understand me. And then we go our way and we start to make something that we can all mutually agree upon, and something that makes sense. And fortunately, as a conductor, I get to have a lot to say about how that goes. But of course, they could choose not to go and do what I ask for, but if my idea convinces them, then they will take it on as their own, and then it's not my idea anymore, it becomes theirs. So meeting a soloist for the first time is actually quite a bit like meeting an orchestra for the first time. I'm trying to understand them. However, my role in a concerto is slightly different, whereas in a symphony, I am sort of responsible for having a very concrete and clear idea. Of course, I must have that also for a concerto. But my job is mostly also to help follow and help support the soloist idea. So I spend my time just trying to understand them and understand what their goals are in a piece of music. It's why we continue to play pieces of music. I mean, the Brahms Second Symphony, for example, is not an unknown piece of music, but every time we encounter it, it will inevitably be different, because we ourselves are different, we breathe differently, our lives are different. So the music will speak differently. And so every person who I ever meet as a soloist, they simply breathe and live differently, and I have to try to find a way of supporting them, and then we make something together. It's difficult for me to say that there's any one particular moment that I adore in the symphony more than another, because the symphony in my mind is one construction. It's one large poem of music. And the most poignant and beautiful moments, like at the end of the first movement, or perhaps the coda of the third movement, or the grand finale, none of these things have any importance on their own. Their importance is only achieved in relationship to everything that comes before it and everything that comes after it. So I would say that if you come to the concert, which you should come to the concert, you better stay from beginning to end, because otherwise you will miss all the wonderful music, because it's all amazing. I couldn't think to cut one single note out of any of the symphony. It would be like asking me to cut off my pinky. All of it is incredible. If I could meet Brahms, I would conduct a piece for him and ask him if he liked it. That's what I would ask him.